Give me a moment. Hello. There we go. All right. So, denizens of the internet, welcome back to the second session of All Things Under Heaven. This is an East Asia kind of inspired hex crawl campaign. It uses 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. Any blame for the weirdness and or bizarrety of the setting should probably please be directed to Stephen Lumpkin. You can find him on Twitter at Silent Osiris. He says you're welcome. Alright guys, so before we get started, let's talk a little about how our weeks have been. Lisk, I saw you last night. Why don't you talk about your feelings about gay ice skating?
I don't watch anime. I really don't. But so I kind of watched it out of sort of social obligation, I suppose, more than anything. I thought it'll be fun. It'll be a nice thing to watch. I spent most of the night shrieking and crying. Yeah, like I said, like, I don't watch anime. I haven't watched an anime whatsoever, but I had a good time.
Yes. So pure.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible. I like particularly I can't remember his name now, but like the young kid who's Yuri's kohai and like looks up to him like he looked up to Victor with the blonde hair, the red bit. That kid, love that
the
kid.
red hat.
So pure. God. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
I watched it 3 months ago and I'm still getting the feels.
I've
What
had
have I
the
been doing
theme
this
stuck
week?
in my head all night.
Yeah, it's
Fair
quality
enough.
theme music.
Yeah, I love the theme tune. I've not been sleeping this week. I don't know. I hate it.
That doesn't
Uni
sound
and
ideal.
Mass Effect Andromeda just dropped, so
Oh, really?
I struggled through character creation on that one. I made 2 characters, scrapped them, and then started again because they were terrible. Gemma, why are you moving your mouth?
Oh, I'm doing like the Mass Effect Andromeda kind of lip sync.
You're the flaps. Yes. Oh, okay. So maybe I should just move out of the window so you can be my flats.
Josh, is it really that bad?
It's pretty much you have to use so you got 9 presets. You have to use that and just don't modify them. So I pretty much just took all the makeup off mine, changed their hair color, gave them a cool tattoo, and was like, "This is it, I guess."
That's all. Yeah.
I've got tons of choices, don't I? Because otherwise, they're atrocious. Their lips just do not flap properly.
No good.
So I ended up just like multiplayer instead for 5 hours, and it's amazing, and it's hooked me in, and I hate myself because I should be studying. That's me.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool. George, how have you been? You said something earlier about exams.
Yeah, I had, they're like mid-semester tests. They're not really exams,
yeah.
but yeah, I had like physics, maths, chemistry, and it wasn't too bad, but I don't know. Had to study for them. It's been a bit busy, but now they're all done, so
Yay!
it's good.
Claps for George. Gentle viewers, fun fact: George and I went to the same school. There you go. Also, we worked together. It's a regular riot.
Backstory.
It's a regular riot of backstory here today. Gemma, how have you been this week? What's been up?
Do we want like stream friendly, like not very personal answer, or can I just give my regular answer?
I think it's up to you how much you want the internet to know.
Well, I don't mind because I love attention on me. So this week's been breakup week.
Yeah.
With everything associated with that, so there's been a lot of staying at places that aren't my house, and there's been a lot of relief, to be honest. It's just been slightly awkward in my life, but I got back here today to stream, so
yeah, I mean,
and the X is out, so that's okay.
Yeah, all's well that ends well, you know.
Yeah, all's well that ends well. But I've actually been sleeping. I'm not going to say exceptionally well, but okay.
All right, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah,
And
some
hopefully...
medication's fucking me around, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give way too many details about my life. I'm gonna stop now, Luke. I'm gonna hand it over to you to introduce the game.
Well, but what about Luke's life?
Oh God, what happens in my life that's not role-playing games? Like, let's be really fucking honest, right? Like, what have I done? I went to work on Monday and Tuesday and Thursday, and I got to play role-playing games with children because that's my job. I had a meeting with my boss on Thursday night about the upcoming holiday program where we will play role-playing games with children for 10 hours at a time. That's also my job. Like, it's been good. God, what have I done? I started working finally in seriousness on my like game for the local convention that's coming up in June. So that's good because like
Nice.
they were like, "Hey Luke, want to write one of the boutique bespoke headliner serious thematic games?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So like now it has to be good. Fuck. We'll see. It'll be fine.
Good luck.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, so let's
Anyway.
yeah, let's pick back up. To begin with, gentle viewers, I apologize. Last week I promised that by this week we would have a locked-in name for Lisk's character. However, we don't. So that's fine. We're just gonna stick with Shunmao and trying to avoid using their name that often.
Let's just go with it.
All right.
Just go with it.
We're gonna go with it. We're gonna embrace it. All right, fantastic. We can do that. Cool.
I'm writing that down, Shamal.
Yeah.
I feel good because it's my actual Chinese name.
You're
So
just-
it's like what all my teachers have been calling me for the past year and shit.
yeah. So yeah, it's just you're just playing like a self-insert character. That's fine. You're allowed to do that. All right. So to begin with, before we set out on our glorious adventure for today, as we will be doing, I just want to talk very briefly about one of the unique mechanics we're using in this campaign, which is the questing mechanic. So this is a sandbox-style game. It's entirely driven by you guys until you poke sleeping bears with sticks and wake them up. You don't need to worry too much about the setting coming looking for you. And so there's this mechanic called major quests. Major quests are quests that the characters invent and choose to undertake. When a character knows of something in the wastes that few others know of and it inflames their passions, they can write a major quest about it and tell the GM. Whenever the party is not currently pursuing a major quest, a character may reveal theirs. They have to tell the group why they care, and then ask their allies for aid. And then basically, if the group agrees to help you with your major quest, everyone gets XP, and when you finish the major quest, everyone gets more XP. So it's a good way to get XP. So I just wanted, like, since this is the second session, we're kind of starting to get settled into anything. Like, does anyone feel like there is buried in their character background or anything, like the seed of a major quest that they might want to declare?
Well, I don't know, like, maybe my character's major quest would be finding whatever he's contacted out in the wastes, but maybe not, because I don't know how much of a he doesn't have a very concrete idea of what he's looking for or where it is yet.
He doesn't have to.
That can work, right?
Yeah, that sounds like a perfectly reasonable major quest for me, given that necessarily while you are on one major quest, until you finish it, you don't get XP. You can't start a new one, right? Like, you can't just endlessly agree to go on major quests and never finish any of them and just farm XP that way. So, like, yeah, if it's a slightly, like, looser major quest that isn't going to involve more investigation, that's fine. I'm okay with that. So yeah, George, if you want to just, like, note down somewhere on your character sheet, like, major quest, find the spirit thing, and then we can, you can tell the group about that sometime when you're at a loose end. However, it is my understanding that at the end of last session, we had declared an intention and a goal, and that y'all were headed out to the Geeling Ridge to investigate that god eagle and get, was it feathers that you wanted or eggs?
I think it was feathers.
Both, you know.
Feathers. It's feathers. It's like the downy feathers. Yeah.
Sorry, there was a little bit of audio interference there. You're going to have to repeat that for me. Sorry.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, we're hoping to pluck the feather from a newly hatched
Check.
bird
Yeah.
from the egg.
That sounds incredibly safe. Just like, you know, nothing could possibly go wrong.
It's just a baby bird. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. It's like a baby eagle. It's cute. It'll be okay. All right. So, let's get this thing started. So, you guys wake up in the kind of like dusty, tattered, low quality rooms above Broken Spear's tea shop. Dawn is streaking the sky with kind of pale, rosy fingers as the night is driven back. You go down, you have some breakfast. It's probably just a very simple meal of kind of rice. You have some tea, of course, to fortify you for the journey to come. Can I ask, and I have no vested interest in the answer to the question, what season is it? What season have you guys come to the wastes in? Is it autumn? Is it spring? Is it winter?
I think it's probably autumn.
It's autumn? Alright, cool. So it's like early autumn. So like, yeah, like there's just that first like hint of an autumn chill that's like settled into the bones of the hills. And so yeah, you're sitting there drinking your tea as like this very faint sheen of mist like rolls off the river through the town. And then the sun rises and the mist burns off, and you know it's time to be on your way. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about how journeying places works. So basically, every day, this is what we're going to do. We're going to follow this procedure. You're going to determine how you're journeying, whether you are exploring, sneaking, or traveling. Traveling is about speed, sneaking is about stealth, exploring is about like best chance of actually finding shit. So you're going to determine how you're journeying and what direction you're going in. Whoever is leading the party is going to make a skill check to see how well that goes, while I make all my random encounter rolls and fuck with you in the background. Then we're gonna go through the day. We're gonna have some travel. You might have some random encounters if you're unlucky. Then I'll kind of figure out where you get. I'll tell you where you get to by the time kind of like the sun goes down, and then you can decide if you want to stop for the night there or kind of march on for another 4 hours and try and get a little bit more distance. Once you do decide it's time to make camp, we'll make some decisions about like, do you want to take the time to secure it? Do you want to take the time to hide it? Do you light a fire? Do you like cook some hot food? Do you keep a watch? We'll make some decisions about that, which will have consequences. And then we'll resolve what happens overnight, and then it will be the next day, and we'll start all over again. Ta-da! So, let's begin. If everyone can see Roll20, gentle viewers, I apologize that you are not able to see Roll20.
Rude.
We're gonna, by next week, hopefully, I will have fiddled with the overlay enough that I can put a map in the middle of it, and you can watch us wandering around this hex crawl and doing our thing. So, if you're looking, we're headed to the Geeling Ridge, which is like this crest of mountains down here that I've just pinged. So it's up to you guys whether you want to run kind of like just straight down along the Chateau River, or if you want to just travel straight south and then strike out into the Geeling Ridge. What is the party feeling?
I'm happy to go along the river, but I'm willing to bend.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. One hex along the river, and then sort of going out to the left along the ridge after that.
And then going south into the ridge. Yep. Sounds good. All right.
Yeah.
So let's move you guys. Yes, Gemma.
I was gonna say maybe just going, if we go straight south and then we actually come in from behind the ridge, like take it from the high ground as opposed to trying to traverse up rocky ground onto the ridge.
That is a
A
fair.
tactical choice.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
All right. Cool. So heading off.
So I guess
Yep.
due south.
Due south up into the hills behind Iron Springs. And how are you guys traveling? Are you guys going to be journeying? Are you going to be exploring and taking it kind of slow and looking around and poking at everything? Are you going to be sneaking and trying to avoid remain hidden and kind of like not have any encounters? Or are you just going to be going for speed?
The ridge.
Sorry, you're
I
going
don't know. Probably exploring since we're still close to town and like it's our first sort of foray out. And
Yep.
yeah.
All right, exploring.
Sounds good.
Cool. All right, so
Exploring.
I am going to need someone to make to be to volunteer to be party leader for the day, and to make a survival check. To talk among yourselves and figure out who that
I
is
feel like-
going to be.
I feel like my character is very impatient at the moment and just wants to freaking get there.
It sounds good. I think
Sounds
G-Sung's
good,
too laid
yeah.
back to to do that.
I mean, we can always go faster, and we can journey rather than explore.
Yeah.
If everyone's impatient, I am naturally always very patient. I know that things will happen when they're ready to.
Yep. All right. So you guys. So who is leading the party as you explore? That was. Yep. Cool. All right. So Lisk, can you go into your character sheet on Roll20 and find the survival skill, and you're going to give us
Yes.
a survival skill check, and this is going to determine.
Oh, I think I'm gonna also stand at the head of the party and just sort of talk and try and help.
Yep.
I'm gonna
alright,
take the
so
help
you're taking the
action.
help action. All right. Fantastic. So
Yeah.
Lisk, you're going to have advantage on that check.
Oh, great.
Yes, that is great. That is definitely an improvement. Good job, team. All right, so on a 7, ooh boy. All right. So it's not a very good day's. It's not a very good day's travel. You're not well led. Can I ask, Shunmo, what does your style of like leading the party through this terrain look like?
Not particularly adventurous, trying to find the smoothest possible ground. I'm almost sort of expecting that there should be like, human carved pathways when we get out here. So I'm just kind of flicking my head around looking for them and not always succeeding.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so up behind Iron Springs, like the town is nestled in the foothills of kind of like the Geeling Ridge and another mountain ridge behind it. And so you're going up into there. It's rocky, rugged country, kind of rolling hills that go up and down, and so it's up to the crest of one hill and then down into the ridge of another, and then up the crest of one and down into the valley of another. The rock is like this kind of sandy, rough, kind of yellowish. There's a lot of like tawny ochre colors in it. There's not a lot of plants. There's not a lot of creatures. You travel for like the first 3 hours of the day and just see absolutely nothing. And then yeah, so then you guys you're coming over the ridge of one hill, and you can see down below a little valley that is actually kind of green and lush. It's not kind of like dried up like the rest of them. There's like a real small stream that kind of like flows through it and then pools somewhere in the middle. There's a little bit of grass around it. There's a tree or two. There's some bushes. It looks like if it were not, only 11 o'clock in the morning, it would actually be quite a pleasant place to make camp. But gathered around this pool of water is a crowd of goats. Yeah, Gemma, are you starting to have flashbacks yet?
Yeah. Strong flashbacks.
Yeah, there is a crowd of 6 goats.
Do they look like sort of domesticated goats or wild goats?
They're wild goats. They're definitely wild goats. Yeah, there's a herd of like 6 kind of like small, kind of fairly domesticated looking wild goat. Not domesticated looking, but gentle, small, wiry looking wild goats. Just kind of gently lapping at the pool, and then slightly away from the pool, the center of the goat's attention, are 6 like bigger, more muscular, burly male goats, who seem to be kind of like in the middle of having a loudly bleated and headbutt peppered argument over something or another. And so these 6 bigger goats are all kind of like up in each other's faces, and then like every so often 2 of them, bam, will like headbutt each other. You don't think they've noticed you yet. What do you do?
I think we steer around them and leave them to it.
All right, that sounds like a very sensible plan. It sounds like that is stealth. So can I please get everyone to make a stealth check to see if you are able to outwit the cunning goats?
Stealth time.
Not particularly afraid or anything.
All right, now did.
Oh, you had a serious bonus, Josh.
Yeah. What the? It's excellent. Even though my first roll was atrocious.
Assassin.
Yeah, critical.
Oh no, George and Josh and Jen. Okay, this is not good. All right, let me have a look and see how the goats. It is the
result do we take?
Well, I mean, anyone who fails the goats perception check is going to be seen. So let us all hope that the goats are less competent than you all. All right, so roll d20 plus 1 for the male goats. Oh dear. And then for the smaller goats, just roll 1d20. Well, okay.
Nice goat.
All right, so I think what happens is you guys try and like step back down the ridge of the hill to get out of line of sight. And then Jisung's foot like slips, and there's like a shower of kind of like gravel underneath it. And one of the smaller goats looks up and sees you all and goes, "Ah!" And then all of the other goats look up, "Ah!" And then the male goats all, "Ah!" And now they're all looking at you, and the male goats are like pawing the earth, and you sense that it is imminent in your future that they will decide that you should be attacked. They're very territorial creatures, goats. So I think it is time for our first combat. Can everyone please roll initiative?
Now, bit of a problem I had with my character sheet
Yep.
was that I've got a feat that I don't know where to put, and that gives me bonus initiative. So
Okay. Let me poke around in the guts of Roll20 and see if I can fix that for you, George. So that's character sheet. I think it's in settings. Initiative modifiers. Where do I put that? Yes. Okay. What is your bonus? Whoop.
I got alert that gives me a +5 initiative bonus.
Nice.
Which is nice.
It is very nice, George. All right. There we go. You now have
Yep,
5.
cool.
Yep. There you go. You now have +5 to your initiative.
Good work, Jen.
Whoa. Okay. Nice.
Nice to have.
All right. And then give me just a moment to find the stats for the goats, and I will determine how they are doing. This is good. This is like a relatively easy encounter, I think, to ease you in. It could be worse. All right,
I feel like Fusung makes the most of this situation by just going, "Good morning, goats."
Yeah, you meant to do that, of course. All right, so that's
No, yeah, I'm just like, that's it. Fusung's like, yeah, totally.
yep. So that's climbs
Not
to
embarrassed at all.
heaven. Climbs to heaven on top of the initiative order. Jisung on a 16. Then the goats on a 13. Then on a 10 we have Prodigal Son.